and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about the do's and don'ts of graphic design pricing. As a graphic designer, it's important to be aware of industry standards and best practices for pricing your work. It can be tempting to undervalue your work, especially when you're just starting out or you're competing with a bunch of other graphic designers. I remember when I was first starting out and putting together my very first packages, I had no idea what I was doing, and I definitely undervalued my work. I think when I was putting together my first branding packages, my lowest package was $150, and the highest one, which was a whole list of stuff, was like $600. The first time that somebody booked me for that, it just like blew my mind because I really didn't think that I could charge bigger prices. And when you are starting out, you always start lower. It just happens that way. And as you get more projects and learn, you get more testimonials, you can start raising your prices and you feel a lot more comfortable with it. But when you're starting out, please feel free to raise that bar just a little bit outside of your comfort zone, because I promise you what you're providing is worth it. And there are people who are going to be willing to pay it. It may take some trial and error to find the right pricing for your services. So I put together this video about the do's and don'ts of pricing to help you on your journey. Let's start with the do's. Do the research on the going rates in your area or industry. This will give you an idea of what clients are willing to pay for your services. Do consider the scope of the project when pricing your work. A simple business card design probably won't be the same rate as a logo or even a complete brand identity. So when you're telling your clients about your pricing and what's included, what they're going to be really interested to know is if you're providing any rounds of revisions, if this fee is a flat rate fee, or if you're charging by the hour. And if you're charging flat rate, they're going to need to know if you have to go beyond the scope of the work or what you expected to do, what your rates are outside of that. That goes the same for if you provide a certain amount of revisions, if you need to go outside of those revisions, what that's going to cost them. And third, do be transparent about your pricing with your clients. It's important to clearly communicate what your prices for your services are and what all that includes. And lastly, probably most importantly, do consider the time and effort that you're going to be spending on the project. Always make sure that you are being fairly compensated for the time that you are putting into it. So I know when you're just starting out, you may not really know how long a project is going to take you, how complex and involved it really is. So my best advice to you for that is to use your best judgment. Maybe if you did some practice projects like that or created something for your portfolio, think about how long that took you. And then as you do those types of projects, start timing yourself. Write it down or get a timer app and record how long it actually takes you. So that way, when you're doing more projects that are similar in the future, you know exactly how long it's going to take you so that you make sure you really are being compensated fairly. All right, now let's look at the don'ts. Don't undervalue your work. It's extremely important for you to charge a fair price for your services, even if it means potentially losing a client. If you are just competing on price and trying to be the lowest price designer, it is just a race to the bottom, and that serves no one. Don't be afraid to charge premium prices for more complex and time-consuming projects. As I've said before, your time and expertise are so valuable. Please make sure that you are always compensated fairly. And finally, don't agree to work for free. I know when you're starting out, it's really tempting to take on any and all clients that you can get, no matter what they're willing to pay or if they're just promising exposure, but don't do it. You are a professional and you should be compensated for your services and your time. This doesn't mean that it has to be a monetary exchange. Just please make sure whatever it is that you're exchanging, whether that be other products or services, make sure it's at least equal value to what you are providing to the client. Just to recap, it's important to do your research, find out about the scope of the project, and be transparent with your clients about the pricing. At the same time, don't undervalue your work, and please don't work for free. By following these do's and don'ts, you'll be well on your way to building a fair and successful graphic design business. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and stay tuned for more content like this.